And like I said, you'll want a calculator near you. Yeah.
Do you want us to write that?
Just maybe the first sentence. Oh,
Alright,
I'll survive,
okay,
I think.
okay.
No, I decided I need to start running again, so I started running on the treadmill.
Okay.
I thought the same thing until I fell off.
It's not what?
I thought the same thing until I fell off.
If I fall off, I'm going straight into the corner of my basement. There's probably not, I'm gonna say 2 feet might be pushing it behind me, so if I go, it's going right into the wall. And I think there's a box of glass right there
The
also.
box.
Well, they're just glasses that I don't use anymore, and I need to
So
donate
then
them.
move it.
So they're just in the corner, and the treadmill's there. So if I go, I'm going into a couple boxes of glass.
Then just move the boxes of glass.
But they're heavy. So I just leave them there. It's,
Safer. Obviously. Yeah.
I know, I told you. Kind of special. Kind of special like that. Yeah. I know. I need to move some things around in the basement, but I don't want to do it,
Then
so
do that as your workout.
That's a good idea.
I could,
Fix your chair.
but we're just gonna get on there and jog today. We got some new tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Gotta break them in tonight. And if I'm not here tomorrow, then all right. Bit the dust on the treadmill. I've never done it before.
On glass.
But not like painful, like that.
It probably is.
Okay,
And I assume that's why we're talking.
it'll be okay. I'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Don't you worry about it.
That's what my grandma says when she's injured.
That's what old people say, because I'm an old people. Like, it'll be fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so density. The first thing I have there is it's how much mass can be put into 1 cubic unit of space. So what's that really look like? When we talk about volume, remember I have my shape and I have how many of these cubes can I fit in there? Well, now it's how much can I fit into each one of these things. So if something they say is denser, it's a heavier thing, fit more in there. If you're comparing like a can of soup and popcorn, that's a little bit different because I can fit a lot of soup in this little square, but I can fit maybe if it's already popped up, I can fit maybe a couple of them in there without smashing everything. So the volume is just how many of these can fit inside of there. And then it's density is, okay, how much can I fit inside just one of these cubes? Okay, that's why some things are heavier than other things, because you can fit more in this little space than something that's very light. Okay, so let's talk about, so we talked about our can of soup and a bag of chips. When you open up a can of soup, just a can of soup, let's say a can of Campbell's soup. What do you know about the soup?
Soup.
But what do you know when you open it up?
It's liquid.
It's full, right? That thing is full. Now you gotta dump it out and add some liquid to it. So that's just nature of soup. But when you take off that top, it's pretty much the top. What do you know about a bag of chips? It's
No chips.
So yeah, there's no chips in there. Okay, so it's kind of half full, which if you try to cram all of those chips in there, they're just all gonna squash and, you know, packing and all that good stuff. So on the bag of chips, that's something that's not as dense. It's not as heavy that you can't fit a ton in there. If you weigh down a bunch of chips, well, then you can't put them in your dip. And that's not good. Tell me about a potato chip bag versus Pringles.
Pringles is better because they have more chips.
And they have one variety of flavor.
And they have more variety of
And they have
flavor.
the Pringles
I gotta go
stack,
pick my
so you can
brother
make
up.
Oh,
even
okay.
more flavors.
Okay, so when you look at a bag of chips, you open it up, it's air. If you open up Pringles are really to the top, right? Pringles are all the same shape, okay? And they stack in there, and they're in a nice cylinder. You can get a lot of chips in there. But your bag of potato chips, air. You know, you don't get any chips. Okay, a box of spaghetti. A box of spaghetti, there's quite a bit of spaghetti in there. But if you open up a box of like macaroni and cheese,
I just imagine you opening a box of spaghetti and just like, all coming down on it.
Can I come in like every 6 periods until I catch my toes?
yeah, you can come in here. And just come in here and work on stuff, and so that's fine.
Okay.
All right,
Bye.
we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so write this down. So how do we find the density? So if someone says, oh, this is pretty dense, sometimes like cakes, all of a sudden it's heavy. Okay, so here's where you'll want your calculators, but jot that down. And for you people at home, you know, pin me so you can see this. Density, mass divided by the volume. So how much stuff you have divided by kind of how many cubes you can put in there. Okay, so with this one, it's a division problem. So one of these three things is missing. That's where you put your X, and then from there, you kind of have to solve it a bit. All right. Okay, you don't need to necessarily write this down, but can you set up an equation and solve it?
Maybe.
I think you can. I have faith in some of you. We get done at 3:10 today. So excited. I'm so excited.
I know the density.
Oh, that's a whole 40 minutes.
I think I almost, we can positive.
On this one?
Yes.
Well, this one should be fairly easy.
Yeah, I'm dumb and I was probably mess it up.
Well, there is that. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of get out of here and go. I mean, I have it right there. Okay, so what I had there was, it said density equals mass divided by volume. Okay, it said find the density. So basically that's what I'm finding. I'm finding this right here. The mass was what? 27 grams, and the volume was?
10 centimeters cubed.
All right, so if you divide that out, did you guys get 2.7
Did, no.
grams per centimeter? Because then it'd be something like grams per centimeter. What, centimeters?
I didn't get that.
Why not?
Because it said it was cubed, so I cubed 10.
No. Remember, this is just a label. That just tells you. Remember, when it says feet cubed, centimeters cubed, whatever cube, that's just telling you the size of cube they're working with. So on this one, I can fit 2.7 grams into each of my little cubes. Okay? All right, yeah, don't do anything with the cube. That cubed is just a label. So this is telling you I can put 2.7 grams of whatever, what was it? Aluminum? No. In to each of those cubes. All right, so, and I got an easy assignment for you today.
I hope it's easy.
It will be, trust me.
Maybe not for me.
Well, there's that too.
I tend to fail.
Okay, so can you read through this and give me an answer? Can you just set it up in the equation? Don't write this down. It's a long word problem. But could you, just using what we know, oops. I got you.
Yeah, you got me. I just misread that.
Oh, man.
I had no idea.
Okay, let's kind of go back and forth to this one. Okay, it says the density of a certain oil is 0.87 grams per cubic centimeter. So I know this number right here is 0.87. Okay, so I told you one of those three things are missing. Now you come up here, distributor wants to sell bottles that contain 400 grams of oil. What is the volume of the smallest container that would hold 400 grams of oil? Okay, so it says right there, what is the volume? And I'm just going to put a V there. We'll put a V there for volume. Okay, so this is how you'd set it up. One of those things is missing. It says the density is. Okay, I can fit that much into one of those cubes. Okay, so if you're not sure what to do here, I'd slap a 1 underneath there, call it a proportion, and then cross multiply and divide. So if you take V times 0.87, and then you take 1 times 400, this is where you're at. And then remember, with a proportion, it's cross multiply and then divide. So that's what I'm going to do. I got to have volume equals, and then just divide that. And what do you get? 459.8. I don't remember what the label was on here. Was it centimeters cubed? Okay, so that's how many of those little cubes fit inside that container. But just kind of depending on the oil they want to put in there. Some of it's lighter, some of it's heavier. So doesn't fit as much. Okay, so that's all I have on those today. I will post the assignment here in a second. It'll take you all of 5 minutes, and that's pushing it.